Hi Gemini, welcome to 2016, your year ahead astrology forecast. Now this is an overview for 2016 and I will go into much more detail when we get to the monthlies, but this is a good opportunity to take a look at what's coming up in 2016 and how you can best prepare and strategize with the energies. And you are a major player in 2016. And that's because a lot of the action is with the Gemini, Sagittarius, Virgo, and Pisces. Now, Mercury is going to retrograde 4 times in 2016. And this is unusual. He typically retrogrades 3 times a year. Well, in 2016, it's 4. And you are ruled by Mercury, so you really feel Mercury when he retrogrades. I know, I feel him so much. This one that just passed in October was, in Libra in October here was really challenging. And so we want to pay attention to when your ruling planet goes retrograde because it affects Gemini and it has impact on all of us. Now this year in 2016, Mercury's going to retrograde in the earth signs. This is interesting. So he retrogrades January 5th through January 26th, 2016. So as you go into the year, all the planets are direct. And then Mercury's the first one that retrogrades on January 5th. But, Mercury will be in a shadow period those first few days. And I always like to say, hey, when all the planets are direct, this is a great time to launch something new. However, Mercury will be in a shadow period, and he will retrograde on the 5th. So you have to pay attention to that. So you could launch something new right after the first of the year, but you could still have the Mercury retrograde snafus with it, even though technically he doesn't take his reverse position until January 5th in Capricorn. Then the next one is in Taurus, and then the third one is in Virgo, and then the fourth one is in Capricorn again. And that starts December 19th through January 8th. And you have a fabulous supermoon, Gemini full moon, another supermoon this year, 2016, on December 13th. That's going to be an awesome moon. And so Mercury will be retrograding right after that full moon. And in Capricorn again. Now Capricorn brings the action for you to the area of sexuality. Imagine that. Geminis, you are Capricorns when it comes to sex. And so how will have sex with you improve my life? That's what a Capricorn would, because Capricorn is about status, moving up. I'm kidding around here. But anyway, so your first retrograde, starting right out of the gate in January, is in Capricorn, and Capricorn rules your sexuality, shared resources, your partner's values, your partner's money, banking, insurance payout, tax payout, the mysteries of life, death and rebirth, going deep, right? Deep passion, deep connection. So it's the area of diving deep. So having Mercury in reverse here is an opportunity for you to look at your finances, look at your banking, look at your loans. Is there anything you want to do different? Is there anything you want to change in regards to shared resources? I think this is very significant because you're getting another one at the end of the year in this area, right? So Mercury's going to retrograde in Capricorn twice in the same year. So this is about you, reevaluating and rethinking how you're going about your financial structure, your financial picture, your shared resources, as well as intimacy. Who do you trust, right? Are there any complicated situations going on? because with Mercury retrograde 4 times and in Capricorn twice, you are going to have the opportunity to evaluate these complicated situations if some of you are in them. And it will challenge you to be clear and grounded during these cycles of Mercury retrograde. And so you know it better than anybody. I mean, you could write the book on Mercury retrograde, how to navigate Mercury retrograde, by a true blue Gemini. So, you know, take a look at this, think about this. I'll go more into detail when I do the January astrology forecast. But looking ahead, you've got Mercury there twice this year. That's significant. And that's a message for all of us wherever our Capricorn is. And for you, Capricorn is that area of deep intimacy, deep connection, going deep within self, grounding oneself, sharing yourself with others. Who do I share myself with? Do you need to set better boundaries with some people? Do you need to have a good financial talk with your partner? Has your partner been a little bit loosey-goosey with the spending or the borrowing? And is this a time for you to reevaluate that? This is what you're going to be looking at. And then Mercury will retrograde in Taurus, and for you, that is going to bring you back behind the scenes, and that will be in late April and May, right before your birthday. You will be looking at, you know, how to rest and recharge your batteries, finish up things, spend time meditating, spend time with spirit, and just giving yourself time for yourself. Then Mercury will retrograde in Virgo August 30th through September 21st. And that's where you're going to be looking at where you live. Do you still want to live where you live? Do you still want to live with the people you're living with? There's a lot happening for you in this area because the nodes are there. There's 2 points on the moon that are really important. North node, south node. North node is the direction of life you are to go in. The south node is where you are to travel no more. The north node is in Virgo. And Virgo brings the action to your foundation. How you strengthen yourself, how you nourish and nurture yourself, how you emotionally feed yourself. It is your soul power, how you pull up your soul power. It is your home, your inner being, where you live. And Pisces rules your destiny in the world. Isn't that interesting? So Gemini, you're here to be very spiritual in what you do. And Neptune is there, and the South Node is there, and the eclipses are there. Okay, so you are a major player in this because Saturn is opposing the Geminis out of Sagittarius. Jupiter is squaring the Geminis and Sagittarians out of Virgo, and opposing Neptune in Pisces. Now, Jupiter squares feel great. You know, Jupiter doesn't really have a challenging aspect. Now, when Jupiter squares, the challenge is not to overcommit yourself, overdo, right? But he feels great, and he is in the area of your foundation. Now, that's all about strengthening your home, strengthening where you live. The eclipses in 2016 are running in this area for you. There is a total solar eclipse in Pisces on March 8th, and it's also a supermoon, and that's in the area of what you do in the world. Now that one's going to be followed by a very a penumbral lunar eclipse, which is a partial lunar eclipse in Libra. It's the last one in Libra at 3 degrees. So it's like last Libra eclipse. And then the following eclipses in September are September 1st, solar eclipse in Virgo, a nulla, which is partial, and another penumbral lunar eclipse in Pisces on the 6th of September. So for you, these eclipses are running in the area of your foundation, how you strengthen yourself, where you live, as well as what you do in the world. So the universe is saying, Gemini, are you on your life path destiny? You know, are you doing what we sent you here to do? Every person has a unique soul contribution. You can call it dharma, you can call it mission, you can call it purpose. Everyone has something, and yours are being activated. So if you're already on your path, fabulous. If you need to make changes to get on your path, 2016 is the year to do it. Everyone has a promise to the universe. What is your promise to the universe? What have you agreed to do? You're going to feel the call. You're going to feel the pull, that spiritual pull to do what your soul has called you to do. Not what the brain calls you to do, right? Or the body, right? But what your soul holds the soul agreements. Your soul holds what you've agreed to do, the promise you made to the universe as to why you're here at the turning of the ages. And isn't it interesting that these eclipses are happening in the area of what you do in the world, your destiny in the world, your reputation in the world, and as well as your foundation. Now, for some of you, you've been wrestling with Neptune. How do you know you're wrestling with Neptune? You're tired all the time. You go to try to do things and nothing comes of it. You feel like a ghost sometimes, like you're Casper, the friendly ghost. Like, hello, I'm here, and nobody sees you, you know? And so that's the effect of Neptune, when Neptune is squaring your sun, or squaring your moon, or squaring your ascendant, your rising sign. Neptune is moving between 8 and 12 degrees. So those of you born 8 days into Gemini or 12 days into Gemini, you're feeling this the most, okay? It's just a transit. It's not going to last, but it is worth mentioning, because when Neptune squares your sun or your rising, you can be fooled. You can think you know what's going on, only to emerge the loser because you didn't know the whole story. You didn't know the whole truth about the person. You didn't know the whole truth about the situation. And how can you act effectively when you don't have all the facts? Neptune will retrograde June 13th through November 19th, and that's good because it gives you a break from the intensity of the Neptune effect. Now, what Neptune is doing is raising your vibration. And when Neptune raises your vibration, you merge more with your higher consciousness. You merge more with source energy. You are in the world, but you're not of it. And that's why people can't see you, is because your vibration is raising. So when you raise your vibration, the people you used to hang out with, they're not vibrating on this level anymore. And so you need to make new friends at a higher vibrational level. And so it's not the best time to like start a new job, start a new business, because the energy just isn't there. Neptune takes the energy from the sun, and the sun is where we get our energy. And so if the sun doesn't have as much energy, you need to cat nap. And if you are tired, don't push. Take cat naps. It's a transit. It'll pass. It'll move on, and your energy will return. Another thing too is Saturn is opposing the Geminis. And Saturn moves from 11 days in, those of you born 11 days into Gemini, through 21 days, 3 weeks into Gemini. Saturn moves between 11 and 21 degrees, Sagittarius next year. And he's going to square off with Neptune, and that's weird. And I think I talked a lot about this in the November forecasts. Yeah, I did, because that's the first one where they square off. Neptune and Saturn will square off here in 20... Yes, so Neptune and Saturn will square off here. They square off here in November, and then in June, right, in the cycle of Gemini, and then September in the cycle of Virgo. So you see how you're a major player. And the Sagittarius full moon on May 21st is bringing this to awareness. Now, it's not on the moon or the sun in Gemini, because the Sagittarius full moon on the May 21st is at 1 degree Gemini, 1 degree Sagittarius moon. But Jupiter is at 13 degrees Virgo, Neptune is at almost 12 degrees Pisces, and Saturn is at 14 degrees Sagittarius. So they're forming a powerful T-square in your astrology. And Saturn is opposing the Gemini, Neptune is squaring the Gemini, squaring the Sagittarius, and opposing the Virgos. So Saturn wants to build, Neptune wants to dissolve. This is crazy making. It's like you're being pushed and pulled in so many directions. So really, take it on the down low in 2016. Do not overschedule yourself. Do not overbook yourself, because this is forming a grand square in your charts. And I will go into much more detail as the months go on and these aspects fully emerge. Looking ahead, I can tell you that how you show up in the world and your energy level and how you present yourself to others could be challenging this year because of the Neptune effect. People may not see you clearly. People may not understand you clearly. And you're not used to that because you're the Gemini. You're the best communicators of all the signs. You're used to just saying things, speaking your mind, and people getting it. Here you're speaking and it's coming out blah, blah, blah. And because it's the Neptune talk. And even though you think you're speaking clearly, others are going, what planet is she from? I'm an astrologer, I'm used to it. But, you know, so it's very challenging. And then you've got the Saturn over there going, you know, I want your duties and responsibilities to be intact. And, you know, are you setting boundaries appropriately with others? Are you fulfilling your promises to others? Are you fulfilling your promises in your relationships? Right? And then Neptune's over there in the area of your profession and what you do in the world. And Neptune's like, oh, we're just boundless. We're doctors without borders. We can go anywhere and do anything. And we just want to expand and all be one. And Jupiter is down there in Virgo, just like messing up all the details, right? Because of this energy, the devil will definitely be in the details, you know, trying to find the details, trying to get things done. And you can feel like your energy and what you're trying to do is at cross purposes with other people, and that the forces are at cross purposes in your life. And, you know, you want your freedom, but you got all these duties. You want to take risks, but you don't want to rock the boat. You know, it's a very dynamic energy. And I would say, you know, when you're starting to feel overwhelmed, or if you're starting to feel like you can't, no more, enough, then take it on the down low, right? Shut your phone off. Walk away from the computer. Get away from electronics. Go out into nature and ground yourself. Breathe. Go listen to the wind. Be with the beautiful nature that will nourish and nurture you. Because you're going to be challenged to be clear and grounded this year because of the Saturn-Neptune, which is impacting your relationships, your destiny, where you live, how you show up, how you do relationship, how others perceive you, how you perceive others. All of it is changing, and at a very rapid pace this year. So you're going to feel like the tempo of life can be getting away from you, can be too much. And so it's okay for you to take a time out. It's okay for you to not be putting too much on your plate. Less is more for you. Work less, make more time for you. Work less, make more life for you. Work less, make more love for you. Love you more than the need to be ambitious. Love you more than the need for others to get you or understand you. The most important person that needs to get you and understand you is you. And so when you have such an illogical planet like Neptune activating your Gemini, Sun, Moon, Mercury, it's going to be very challenging to navigate the waters of Neptune, especially with Saturn hitting at the same time and then Jupiter expanding both of them. It's just crazy making. Now, the eclipses are there too. You've got the Pisces eclipse there opening up your career and destiny as well as where you live. So for some of you, you're going to move in 2016. Moving is good because when you move, it raises your vibration. So moving in 2016 will be a good thing for you. For some of you, you're going to be making a new path in your career. You're going to jump off from where you are and you're going to jump onto a new road. You're going to jump onto a new path in 2016. And it's good. It's your destiny, or it wouldn't be happening, because these energies are all about pulling you into your destiny. And so ride the wave of these energies, and don't let Saturn bully you, because Saturn can sometimes be a bully where you just, he loves the workaholic, and so you just work, and then you're just like so tired, and you just like, okay, I gave all this, now what did I get back from all this? And so you want to look at that as to what you're, getting back from your investments, your time, your energy, your heart, your resources. And are you getting back more than what you're giving out? Are you getting back? Are you receiving from what you're giving out? Now, Mars is going to retrograde this year. And Mars is going to be in Scorpio for 131 days, or 18 weeks. And that's significant. Now, Mars retrogrades every 2 years, just like Venus retrogrades every 18 months. Venus is direct all year. Yay! And that's good news. So Venus is going to be direct all year. Mars is taking his turn to retrograde. And Mars will be retrograde April 17th through June 29th. So for you, this is in the area of health. This is in the area of your work habits, your health habits, and how you take care of yourself and your lifestyle. And so when Mars is in reverse, this is a time for you to, reevaluate and restructure your daily focus, your daily routine. And again, if you're managing Neptune in your astrology, you're going to have less energy to work with, which means it's not a time to push. It's not a time to even be ambitious, not about the things of the world. Now, you could be ambitious about your spiritual life. You could be ambitious about your spirituality. And so, that could be a wonderful way to use the energy, is to spend more time out in nature, spend more time connecting to your soul self, connecting to your higher self, connecting to spirit. If you're spending your time doing that, that is a great investment of your time. And so with Mars retrograding in this area of health, well-being, vitality, it's important for you to really look at, okay, what are my duties and responsibilities, and what are other people's? So in other words, not taking on other people's responsibilities, not enabling others, allowing others to pull their own weight, solve their own problems, master their own karma. That's how you become an ascended master. You master your karma, you master your emotions, and focus on your own health, well-being, and vitality. Now, having Mars in this area is actually beneficial. During the retrograde phase, you won't have that kind of energy. But with Mars and Scorpio in this area for 181 days, 131 days, 18 weeks, that's a lot of energy in the area of your health, well-being, vitality, and that could help offset some of what the Neptune has been doing with taking the energy from the planets. And so having Mars here can infuse you with new vitality and help you to feel strong. And also, this is a time to look at your diet, look at your exercise. Are you getting proper rest? Are you exercising enough? How is your diet? What changes can you make to your lifestyle so that you are living your best life, so that you are feeling strong in your body, feeling healthy, feeling effective in what you're doing. And with Mars retrograde there too, you're going to look at, your work and who you're working with and how that's going. How is it going with the people that you're working with? How is it going there with those that you are doing the day-to-day work with, day-to-day job with? You're going to be evaluating that with Mars there. And wherever Mars is, it's good to cut away what's not working. Cut away the fat. Cut away the non-essentials. Cut away the distractions. Cut away what's not working so that you have more energy and more time for yourself and are getting to your goals, getting to where you want to be. Now, Saturn is going to trine Uranus, and that is a fabulous aspect. He will do that starting in December, and then he will do it again in 2017. Saturn will form a harmonious energy flow with Uranus. And that is good for relationship and friendship for you, because Uranus is in the area of your friends, where you network, your goals, and the money you make from the business you own, or the money you make from the company you work for. With Saturn catching up to Uranus out of the area of relationships, this could help to smooth out a partnership or a relationship. It could help to bring resources to you through a relationship, through a friendship, through some sort of connection, and it's exciting. The Saturn square Neptune is not so much, because those two don't like each other. And that's going to happen in June 17th and September 10th. You just got to ride the wave, right? It is what we're all experiencing, but especially for the mutable signs, because it is affecting your planets personally. And, these two don't like each other. One wants to build, one wants to dissolve. And it creates crazy making. And with Jupiter in Virgo, that is adding fuel to the fire, making things even more confusing. And so you really want to, take good care of yourself this year, especially during the Mercury retrograde times, and then in March, and then in May, and of course June, and then again in September. These are going to be times where you notice that it's very overwhelming. There's too much coming at you, and you may be feeling confused, or disorientated. That's when, like I said, just get away from the electronics, get away from other people, go out into nature and recharge your batteries. Ground yourself, focus yourself, so that you are remembering what matters and what doesn't matter, and not getting pushed around by the small stuff. And most of it is small stuff. Isn't it though? Yes. But I do love the Saturn-Uranus making a fabulous trine, and that starts in December. And it will be at your Gemini full moon too on December 13th. So it'll be in the full moon chart that you have coming up here, and that's a fabulous full moon. And then it continues all the way through of 2017. That Uranus and Saturn will dance together. In fact, they're going to dance right into Taurus and Capricorn when they move together. And for you, it could bring like sudden opportunity, a sudden windfall, sudden breakthrough, and like whatever structures or systems you have in place, you can make positive changes right within the system that you have, or the group you're working with, or the relationships you're in. You can work right within those structures and make positive changes, make things better, make your life better. So these two in harmonious energy flow is like a creative revolution that works within the existing structures, which is very positive and helpful. Now, Jupiter moves into your sister sign Libra on October 9th. And this is good news, because with Jupiter moving into Libra, this is a positive energy flow for you. And Libra rules the area that has to do with true love, romance, creative risk-taking, creative self-expression, self-confidence, and it pours positive energy into any planets you have in Gemini. And this is really something. I really like this energy for you. So new love is on the horizon for you. For those of you looking for love, it's on the horizon. It's on the way. You've got to be careful with that Neptune, though, because, you know, people can come in and they can present themselves one way and come to find out they're not at all as they presented themselves to us. And for those of you already coupled, this can infuse a new love energy into your existing relationship. A new passion and excitement for you. And this is good news. I really like what I'm seeing here. Now, Jupiter is going to move fast because Jupiter moves fast. And Jupiter is going to oppose Uranus in December. It goes exact on December 26th, and it is going to pull in the Pluto-Uranus, but that doesn't affect you so much. But I do like Jupiter opposed Uranus. There could be sudden breakthroughs with that. Now, you're going to have that in December, and I love your full moon. It's a supermoon, December 13th. And then it's going to happen again next year in 2017 in March and September. With Jupiter opposed Uranus, there could be like sudden opportunities coming in for you. You have to move fast with it. So if something gets presented to you and it does seem right and it does check out right, go for it. Because it could be some new creative project you're invited to do. It could be a movie. It could be podcasting, it could be something on YouTube, it could be something with music, something very creative, something creative that really opens you up and gives you that excitement like, wow, life is exciting again, it's fresh again, it's new again. And that is awesome. Like that, like I said, that'll start at the end of the year, but it is something to look forward to, and it's going to be on all of 2017. And then that Saturn Uranus is going to be on all of 2017, which is very good because that is good for relationships, new friendships, and being incredibly creative here in 2016 and 2017 for you. So for those of you looking for love this year, it's definitely on when Jupiter enters Libra. And then that'll be on until October of next year when it will enter Scorpio. And so you have September on where that area is definitely hot and where the action is. Doesn't mean it can't happen in the other months. I'm doing an overview here. But when I go monthly, I can look more closely at the love area. And now with Saturn in the area of relationships, it's not usually the time when people start a new relationship because the energy just isn't there. And especially if it's opposing your personal planets, Neptune squaring, firing a T-square off your Gemini planets, it's not the best time to meet anybody. I mean, you could meet someone, but they could have, you know, all kinds of problems and complications. And it's like, you know, you can do that on your own. You don't need people to bring that to you. It's like, I can make trouble on my own. I don't need trouble. For those of you that have already been in a relationship, you know, this could make the relationship, you know, where you take it to the next level. You know, so say you've been, you know, dating for a long time, now you want to get married. You know, that's fine. I would avoid the Mars retrograde time period, and I'd also avoid a Mercury retrograde time period for that, because both mean redo, and so you don't want to redo, and unless you do. I don't. And so, you know, consider that when you're deciding on getting serious with someone. Career is really interesting because you are being challenged to look at, are you on your, are you in the work you're supposed to be in? Are you doing what you came here to do? Now, not everyone has to have their job as their vocation or their promise to the universe. It can be your hobby. It can be something you do, once a week. It does not have to be the job that pays the bills. It's very important to pay the bills. And so, they can be different. They don't have to be the job that you pay the bills with. So that's something to think about. Health, Mars is going to help you there because Mars is going to be there for 18 weeks in the area of your health. So use Mars to increase your health, well-being, and vitality. Spiritually, you are growing so much, it's off the charts. And remember that Neptune is raising your vibration. Raising your vibration. Even though it's challenging to be in the world and for things to make sense sometimes, it's okay because there's a higher purpose as to why this is happening. And that's so that you merge with Creator. And isn't that what it's all about? Going home to Source? So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, favoring, sharing, and Google+ing my podcast, Gemini. You're so awesome. Thank you for subscribing. You totally rock! And if you would like for me to take a detailed look at your astrology in 2016, it's very easy. The link is below in the Show More section. You go to my astrology page, you purchase a session, upon checkout, you get the link to my schedule, and we're working together. Or if you're interested in coaching, that link is below. You go to my coaching page, you purchase a session, upon checkout, you get the link to my schedule, and we're coaching you. So until next time, Gemini, navigate the year, take good care of you. Don't be in a hurry for anything. Take it one day at a time. I hope your days stay easy and your moments pass slow, and each road leads you where you wanna go. And if you're faced with the choice and you have to choose, I hope you choose the one that means the most to you. And if one door opens to another door closed, I hope you keep on walking till you find the window. If it's cold outside, show the world the warmth of your smile. But more than anything, yeah, more than anything, my wish for you is that this life becomes all that you want it to. Your dreams stay big, your worries stay small. You never need to carry more than you can hold. And when you're out there getting where you're getting to, I hope you know somebody loves you and wants the same things too. Yeah, this is my wish. Yeah, this is my wish.